It is the most mysterious book in the world. For over 600 years, it has sat on shelves, passed from emperors to alchemists to scholars, silently daring anyone who opens it to understand its secrets. Its pages are filled with a language that appears nowhere else on Earth. Its illustrations depict plants that have never grown, stars in constellations we cannot find, and naked women bathing in a plumbing system that defies physics. This is the Voynich Manuscript, a book that shouldn't exist, yet it does. A code that has resisted every attempt to break it, from the finest minds of the Renaissance to the most powerful supercomputers of the 21st century. It is a puzzle wrapped in an enigma, and its solution might rewrite history. This is not just a story about an old book. It is a detective story, a cold case that spans centuries. It is a story about the human desire to know and the frustration of being faced with a secret that refuses to yield. We are going to journey into the heart of this mystery. We will examine the book itself, the strange world it portrays, and the incredible theories that have been proposed to explain it. From brilliant hoaxes to lost languages, from alien visitors to the secrets of the female body, we will explore the ideas that could finally crack the Voynich Manuscript. Our story begins not in the 15th century when the book was made, but in 1912, in a villa near Rome. A Polish book dealer named Wilfrid Voynich was on the hunt for rare manuscripts. There, in a chest belonging to the Jesuit order, he found it. A small, unassuming codex of about 240 vellum pages, filled from edge to edge with an unknown script and bizarre drawings. Voynich, a man of commerce and curiosity, was instantly captivated. He purchased the book and brought it into the modern world, where it would soon bear his name and consume his life. But the manuscript didn't just appear out of thin air. Voynich's discovery was just the latest chapter in its long and shadowy history. Tucked within its pages were clues to its past. A letter from 1666, written by the rector of Charles University in Prague, claimed the book was once owned by the Holy Roman Emperor Rudolph II, who reportedly purchased it for the staggering sum of 600 gold ducats, a king's ransom for a book no one could read. The letter suggested the author was the 13th century English friar Roger Bacon, a man centuries ahead of his time. This connection to a genius like Bacon immediately fueled the idea that the book contained profound, perhaps dangerous knowledge. So, what do you see when you open the Voynich Manuscript? It is divided into sections, each more perplexing than the last. The first section is herbal, page after page of strange, vibrant plants. But these are not illustrations from nature. The roots are twisted and bulbous, the leaves are strange and curling, the flowers are fantastical. Botanists have tried for decades to identify them. Some resemble common species, like a sunflower or a pansy, but they are always wrong. A leaf is misplaced, a petal is added. It's as if the artist was drawing plants from another world, or from a deeply distorted imagination. Then, there is the astronomical section. Circular diagrams that look like zodiac charts, but again, they are off. The stars are connected in unfamiliar patterns. The nymphs that stand in for the traditional zodiac signs are numerous, often 15 or more to a circle, bathing in strange, interconnected tubes. This leads to the biological section, perhaps the most famous. Dozens of small, naked women, the Voynich nymphs, are depicted bathing in elaborate green, blue and white pools and channels. The system looks like a kind of organic plumbing, or perhaps a diagram of a circulatory or lymphatic system. The expressions on the women's faces are placid, almost ritualistic. What are they doing? Is this a medical text? a spiritual allegory, a recipe for the fountain of youth. The writing system of the Voynich Manuscript is unique. Scholars call it Voynichese. It is composed of elegant looping characters that some have compared to a corrupted Latin or Arabic script. But it is its own alphabet, with around 20-30 distinct characters. Some look like familiar letters, others are entirely novel. The text is written from left to right, with no obvious punctuation. And it has some very peculiar statistical properties. When you analyze any natural language, certain patterns emerge. For example, in English, the most common word is "the", and letters like E and T appear very frequently. This is called Zipf's law. Astonishingly, the Voynich text follows Zipf's law. The word length distribution is similar to that of real languages. This is one of the strongest arguments against the theory that the manuscript is a simple, random hoax. A random jumble of letters would not exhibit these complex linguistic patterns. This statistical coherence has convinced many researchers that they are looking at a real, encoded language, or a language constructed with immense sophistication. However, there are also deeply weird quirks. Some words repeat again and again in a row, a phenomenon rare in most languages. Certain characters only appear at the beginning of words, others only at the end, with a rigidity that feels almost artificial. This has led to a century of cryptographic warfare. Codebreakers from both world wars, including American and British intelligence experts who cracked the Enigma code, have turned their skills to the Voynich. All have failed. The manuscript has proven to be a tougher nut to crack than the most sophisticated military ciphers. It is a lock with no key, a language with no Rosetta Stone. The hoax theory suggests the Voynich manuscript is an elaborate 15th century forgery designed to dupe a wealthy patron like Emperor Rudolph II. The prime suspect is Edward Kelly, a known forger who worked with John Dee at Rudolph's court. The theory posits that Kelly invented the script and used a tool like a Cardan grill to generate text that looks like language but is ultimately meaningless gibberish. The strength of this idea is that it explains why the text has never been deciphered. There's nothing to decipher. Its weakness is the immense, almost pathological effort required to create such a consistent and complex fake. What if the Voynich manuscript isn't code, but a written record of a lost language? This lost language theory suggests it could be the only surviving document from a now extinct medieval dialect. A specific version is the Proto-Romance theory. Historian Nicholas Gibbs claimed the script is a highly abbreviated Latin shorthand used for medical texts. He argued it's a women's health manual, with illustrations depicting herbal recipes and therapeutic baths. While this provides a plausible, mundane purpose, scholars rejected Gibbs's translation due to methodological flaws. The lost language idea remains possible, but no one has yet produced a verifiable translation, leaving the manuscript's secrets intact. Another compelling theory suggests the Voynich manuscript is not a language, but a sophisticated cipher for a known one. The famed cryptographer William Friedman believed it was a complex, steganographic system, hiding meaning within apparent nonsense. This idea gained modern traction in 2019 when AI researcher Greg Kondrak used an algorithm to propose the text might be encoded Hebrew. The AI produced a tentative, though awkward, translation of the first line. While this provides a plausible, mundane purpose, scholars rejected Gibbs's translation due to methodological flaws. The lost language idea remains possible, but no one has yet produced a verifiable translation, leaving the manuscript's secrets intact. Another compelling theory suggests the Voynich manuscript is not a language, but a sophisticated cipher for a known one. The famed cryptographer William Friedman believed it was a complex, steganographic system, hiding meaning within apparent nonsense. This idea gained modern traction in 2019 when AI researcher Greg Kondrak used an algorithm to propose the text might be encoded Hebrew. The AI produced a tentative, though awkward, translation of the first line. While the visual cipher theory remains a likely path to a solution, the specific method has eluded all decoders. If correct, the creator was a cryptographic genius who devised a code that remains unbroken after 500 years. Perhaps the Voynich Manuscript isn't meant to be read, but experienced. This theory suggests it's an alchemical or spiritual text, a meditative aid for inner transformation. Its bizarre plants and bathing nymphs could symbolize alchemical processes like purification. The astronomical charts might show the cosmos's influence on the soul's great work. This connects to known owners like John Dee, who were immersed in Hermetic philosophy. The text itself may not be a language, but a mantra-like script designed to provoke a spiritual experience rather than convey literal meaning. After 600 years, the Voynich Manuscript remains unread. Every theory has a fatal flaw. The hoax theory seems too cynical, the lost language theory lacks a Rosetta Stone, and modern algorithms have failed to crack its code. Recent science confirms it is a genuine medieval artifact, which only deepens the mystery. Its enduring power is that it acts as a mirror, reflecting our own desires, whether for an unbreakable cipher, lost knowledge, or an elaborate joke. Perhaps its secret isn't the information it contains, but the questions it forces us to ask. It challenges our belief that everything can be known. The manuscript is a beautiful, frustrating monument to the unknown, and the quest continues not just for an answer, but for the thrill of the mystery itself.